At the start of the story, we see a hunter in the jungle who has come to hunt a lion. But as soon as the lion senses danger coming its way, it runs off. Instead of chasing the lion, the hunter suddenly starts running in the opposite direction. Then we notice something unknown is chasing him. That's why he's running. We realize the lion wasn't running away from the man, but it had also seen that unknown thing. To save himself, the man jumps into a river. After that, he tries to get out of the water. But just then, something unknown drags him underwater and kills him. And that's when we realize there's something in this forest even more dangerous than a lion. After that, we see a pharmaceutical company that makes medicines. But the boss isn't happy with his employees because they haven't been able to develop a new drug yet. The boss tells his boss that he couldn't develop medicine for cancer, but they've come across something that can cure many diseases. The boss asks what it is. John points to his friend Jack, who shows a picture of a flower on the screen. Jack says this flower is called the Blood Orchid. It's a very rare flower that blooms only once every 7 years, and even then just for 6 months. Inside this flower are chemicals that can actually extend the life of human cells. Medicine made from this flower all the diseases a person has would go away. Plus, after using the medicine made from it, the person stays young and can live a long life. That's why if we manage to get this flower, our company will benefit a lot and we can make a ton of money. But this flower only grows in the forests of Borneo, and it'll only bloom for the next 2 weeks. After that, it'll wither. So if we don't get it soon, we'll have to wait 7 years for it to grow again. When the company boss hears about it, he tells his employees, "You guys need to get to Borneo quickly and get that flower at any cost." So a team of 6 gets ready and heads to Borneo. But to get into the Borneo jungle, they have to cross a river, and it's pouring rain at that time. Because of the bad weather, no one wants to take their boat out on the water. Just then, a boat owner named Will agrees to help them cross the river. Yeah, but for that, Will is asking for a pretty hefty amount. Now these guys didn't have much time left, because they only had 2 weeks to get that flower. So they agree to pay Will the price he wants. After that, their journey begins, and all of them get into a boat, moving forward through the river into the forest. After going a little further, Jack pulls out a map and shows it to Will, telling him that this is the place we need to reach to get the flower. Seeing this, Will gets worried and says that the place you guys are heading to is really dangerous, and the path we're taking right now to get to that flower spot is super risky. Then Jack asks, "Do you have another way?" Will replies, "Yeah, that way is totally safe, and we can reach the flower spot without any trouble. But it's a bit longer, so it might take us a few days to get there." Hearing this, Jack refuses to take the other route and says, There isn't much time left, so we're going to take this same path." After that, the group starts moving forward along this dangerous route. Now, when a girl from the team goes to her room, she hears a weird noise coming from the wardrobe. When she opens it, a monkey suddenly jumps out at her. Scared, she screams, and the monkey quickly jumps onto Will's shoulder. That's when we find out that Will raised this monkey and named him Kong. After traveling all day, night falls as they continue moving along the river. Just then, the monkey spots a mango up in a tree, and seeing it, grabs it to eat. But meanwhile, the boat moves ahead, and the monkey is left stuck up in the tree. Now the monkey decides to take the forest path to catch up with the boat. Suddenly, something comes up behind him. The monkey gets scared and, trying to save himself, climbs up a tree. The next morning, Will is looking for his monkey but can't find him anywhere. Meanwhile, a girl from the team is talking to someone on a satellite phone. The satellite phone signal wasn't coming through properly, so the girl went to the edge of the boat to get better reception. Just then, because of the waves, a small gate at the boat's side swung open, and she fell into the water. She tried to get back on the boat, and the others started pulling her up with a stick, but suddenly a crocodile attacked her. Seeing this, Will jumped into the water without thinking and tried to save her from the crocodile. Now the girl manages to save herself, but the crocodile attacks Will. Will quickly pulls out a knife to defend. himself and stabs the crocodile multiple times, killing it. Will then climbs back onto the boat, and they start moving forward again. As they continue, we see someone dragging the dead crocodile underwater. A little further ahead, the monkey suddenly jumps onto their dining table, looking really scared, like it's seen something dangerous. Will then, he calms him down by putting him on his shoulder. As they move forward, night falls and a heavy rain starts. Seeing this, Will tells Jack that the rain is really strong, and the river's flow has increased because of it. So we should wait for the rain to stop for a while. If we keep going now, we could risk our lives. But Jack says we don't have time, and there's only 1 week left to get the flower we're after. If we don't get it within this week, then we'll have to wait for 7 years. We'll have to wait for the flowers to grow back, so we need to get there quickly. Hearing this, Will tells Jack, "All right, I'll get you there in this bad weather, but you gotta pay me an extra $100. Jack agrees to that. Moving on, morning comes, and they reach a place where lots of logs are floating on the water. Seeing this, Will realizes there's a huge waterfall ahead, so he tries to turn the boat around, but then the steering jams. The boat started moving straight ahead on its own. Seeing this, Will panicked because there was a waterfall coming up, so he helped everyone on the boat get up. Now, along with the others, Will tried to reverse the boat, but just then, the engine died, and they were really close to the waterfall. Seeing this, Will realized no one could save them now. So, he told everyone to grab whatever essential stuff they had on the boat. And then their boat went over a huge waterfall. It goes down below, falling into the water from the slippery. Waterfall doesn't usually cause any serious harm, but their boat gets completely wrecked, and they end up swimming to the shore. Now they're really stressed because they're stuck right in the middle of the jungle and don't even have a boat to get back. Then Will tells everyone that not far from here, there's another river. He has a friend who runs a boat there. If somehow they can make it there, they can reach their destination. After that, Will calls his friend, explains the situation, and says he needs his help. His friend agrees to help, but asks for $5,000 in return. Will agrees to pay him the $5,000. The other river was a bit far from them, so they start walking through the forest to reach it. Then they come across a lake they have to cross. As they step into the water, Will's monkey climbs up a tree. He suddenly starts screaming, loudly like he saw something. But nobody pays any attention to the monkey. Then, one of their guys spots some movement in the water and tells everyone that something just brushed past his foot. But no one believes him. Just then, a guy from the back of the group suddenly gets pulled into the water by something. Seeing this, everyone starts looking for him, and soon, the boy comes out. But his clothes are torn, and he's badly hurt. Before they can even process what's happening, suddenly, a huge anaconda emerges from the water and attacks the boy. Everyone screams in terror as the anaconda quickly kills the boy right in front of them. Panicked, they run out of the water to save themselves, completely terrified because none of them had ever seen such a big snake before. Will then tells everyone that it's an anaconda, a snake that eats humans, and that they need to get out of there fast. John then says, "What if that anaconda starts chasing us again?" So what are we gonna do? Will says it takes an anaconda weeks to swallow a human whole, so we've got plenty of time to get out of here. Then one of the team members says we need to reach that boat soon, and once we get there, we'll leave this project behind and head back home. Hearing this, Jack gets angry and says, "Since we've come this far, we're finishing this mission, because the flower we're after is worth millions." Then the rest of the team says, "Our lives could be at risk like this." But Jack is a really awful guy, and he refuses to go back home without getting the flower. Then the boat captain, Will, tells Jack that he'll take them to his partner's boat, and that's where their journey will end. Hearing this, Jack says to Will, "You made a deal with me." Will replies, "Forget the deal. I don't want anyone else to lose their life now." So everyone decides that first they'll get to the boat, and once they reach the boat, later, we'll decide whether to head back home or go after that flower. After that, everyone starts moving forward through the jungle. On the way, Will tells Sophia that he had already warned Jack about the danger, but Jack promised to pay him an extra $100 and told him not to tell anyone about it. So it's not Jack's fault, it's all on me. I should have warned you guys about the dangers of the jungle earlier. Now they're heading towards the boat, so, from behind, these guys notice that their buddy has some black stuff stuck to his shoulder. And when Will lifts his shirt, they realize that tiny, blood-sucking creatures are stuck all over his body. Then Will lights a lighter and starts burning those little creatures off one by one. After walking for a long time, everyone's really exhausted, so they all gather around and sit down in one spot. Just as John is about to put on his shoes, their Chinese friend spots something inside one of the shoes, and that's when he stops him from wearing the shoe. Now when these guys look at the shoe, a spider crawls out from inside, and it's not just any spider. This spider's venom is so strong that it can paralyze a person completely. Jack, happy about this, traps the spider in a box and says, "You found a drug that can numb the body. We could make a good amount of money from this." Meanwhile, on the other side, Will's friend is shown with a boat, and he's heading straight toward them. But then from his boat, something collides. So he starts looking around in the water, and then he spots a huge anaconda. Seeing it, Will's friend freaks out and quickly tries to turn the boat around to go back. But right then, the anaconda comes from behind and attacks him. Since no one's left in the boat, it goes out of control, speeding forward and crashes into some bushes, causing an explosion. Will and the rest of the team see this from a distance. They all run over to the boat where they find the boat was completely wrecked. Seeing this, everyone got really upset because that boat was their last hope of getting out of here. Now they started searching the boat for any supplies, and whatever useful stuff they could find, they grabbed it. But the thing they were looking for wasn't there. They had hoped to find a satellite phone on the boat so they could call for help, but there wasn't a single satellite phone to be found. Now they were super worried because there was no way out from here, and they had no idea how to get out. Then their Chinese friend says that there are tribal people living here who have been in this forest for thousands of years. So if we can find them, maybe they can help us. Everyone thought this was a good idea. After that, they all set out to find the tribal tribe. Not far from there, they find the dead body of Will's friend, who worked on the boat, who had died just a little while ago. An anaconda had swallowed him whole, and now it had just spit him out. Seeing this, Will tells everyone that anacondas get really sluggish after a big meal, and they only regurgitate their prey when they sense danger around them. That means there are more anacondas in this jungle, so we have to reach the tribal village before it gets dark. Otherwise, these anacondas will start picking us off one by one in the night. With that, they set off again, and soon after, they arrive at the tribal village. They get there, but don't see a single tribal person around. The whole village is completely deserted. A little further ahead, they spot a huge dead anaconda, and inside its belly is a dead human body. Seeing this, they realize that the tribe must have killed the snake because it probably attacked them. Now the tribe has abandoned the village and left because they knew someone had killed one of their snakes, and the rest of the snakes nearby might come after them. They're coming to attack. That's why the villagers left this place. Now, with no help from the villagers, everyone is feeling really down. Will says, if we have to help ourselves, why don't we all work together to build a wooden boat? Everyone likes Will's idea. So they start gathering wood to build the boat. While Jack is out looking for materials, he spots a blood orchid flower. Seeing this, Jack calls everyone over and says to them, the blood orchid flowers must be somewhere around here. Jack also finds out that the snakes are growing so big because they're eating these blood orchid flowers. Now Jack is determined to get his hands on the blood orchid flowers, no matter what. So he tells the others that they need to find the blood orchid flowers. But no one is willing to listen, and that makes Jack really angry. Meanwhile, Will has put together a boat using a bunch of wood. Now it's just a matter of time before they get out of here. One member of the team John's foot was really swollen, and it was hurting him a lot. So, he decided to check Jack's bag to see if he could find something to put on his foot. He thought maybe there'd be some ointment or bandages in there. But when he opened Jack's bag, he found a pistol and a satellite phone inside. Actually, these belonged to Will's friend who was supposed to pick them up by boat. But halfway there, an anaconda got him, and his boat crashed into some bushes and exploded. And then these guys, they were searching for necessary supplies in the blasted boat, when Jack found this pistol and a satellite phone. But Jack didn't tell anyone about the satellite phone because he didn't want to call for help. If help had come, the rescue team would have taken them away, and the blood orchid flower they came here for would have been left behind. Seeing this, John got really angry at Jack, and just then Jack showed up. John asked him, "When you had the phone, why didn't you call anyone for help?" "We could have, so why didn't you tell us about this phone?" Hearing this, Jack says that if help had come here, we would have left without getting the flower. "That's why I hid the satellite phone from you all." Hearing this, John gets even angrier and says that our lives are more valuable than the flower. "Now, I'm going to tell everyone here about what you did." Saying this, John uses the satellite phone to call the police and ask for help. But before John could finish talking to the police, Jack, who was locked in the box, he throws the poisonous spider onto John's hand, and the spider bites John. The bite makes John writhe in pain. Now Jack puts the spider back into the box and starts to leave. He heads straight to the team, where everyone is getting ready to leave. But they notice John hasn't arrived yet. So Sophia goes to check on John, and when she reaches him, she sees that John isn't saying anything and is completely paralyzed. At the same time, there's also a spider bite mark visible on the hand. Seeing this, Sophia realizes that Jack is behind all this. So she goes straight to Jack and says, "The last time you were with John, so what did you do with John?" He doesn't say anything. Meanwhile, we see that John now has a huge anaconda with him, and the snake attacks John, making him scream loudly. The people outside hear John's screams and realize he's in danger. So everyone runs over to John, and when they get there, they see that John has been swallowed alive by an anaconda. Seeing this, everyone gets really upset. Then when they come back to the river, they find out that Jack has stolen the boat they made, all by himself. This makes everyone feel even worse, because now they're stuck here again, and the anaconda is still lurking around. But they don't give up. They come up with a plan to steal the boat back from Jack, who is currently near the place with the blood orchid flowers. He must be going, and when Jack goes to the river to park the boat and pick flowers, Will sneakily steal his boat. After that, these guys start moving forward through the dark forest path. And right then, their Chinese buddy falls into the river. A huge anaconda shows up and swallows him, and now the snake starts chasing them. So they run fast and dive into a big cave. Inside, it's really dark, but then they see a light somewhere, which is the way out. Then, one by one, they start coming out of there. But just as the last guy is about to get out of the tunnel, he gets stuck inside. When everyone comes together to pull him out, an anaconda suddenly pops its head out of the tunnel and tries to attack him. But right then, Sophia slashes the anaconda's head off with a sword and saves her friend's life. Just then, another anaconda shows up from behind, grabs the same friend they just saved, and drags him away. Now, Will starts chasing after that anaconda, and just as the anaconda was about to eat their companion by climbing a tree, Will stabbed the anaconda on the head with a knife from below, killing it and making it let go of their friend. Meanwhile, Jack is shown reaching the place with the blood orchid flowers. Seeing all those blood orchids, Jack gets really happy because he's about to get rich from them. The rest of the team follows Jack and catches up to him, sneaking up on him. They were keeping an eye out. And just as Jack goes to pick flowers, these guys quickly sneak over to where Jack had parked the boat. But before they can take the boat and get away, Jack hears them and rushes over, holding everyone at gunpoint. To scare them all, Jack shoots Will in the shoulder, seriously injuring him. Seeing this, the others get really scared. Taking advantage of their fear, Jack hands Sophia a bag and He pulls out a gun and tells her she has to bring him blood orchid flowers. If she refuses, he threatens to kill her. Reluctantly, Sophia agrees to fetch the flowers and starts moving towards them with a bag. But to get to the flowers, she has to cross over a fallen tree. When she looks down, she sees two male and female anacondas meeting in the pit below. Seeing this, Sophia gets really scared but steels herself and manages to reach the flowers. After that, she quickly starts picking flowers and stuffing them into her bag. When she's coming back with the bag full of flowers, she tells Jack that he has to drop his gun, or else she'll drop the bag full of flowers. Hearing this, Jack gets angry and shoots toward her friend, saying that if she doesn't throw the bag his way, he'll kill her friend. Now Sophia has no choice but to throw the bag to him. And just as Jack picks up the bag, Will attacks him from behind. Because of this, the bag slips out of Jack's hands and falls far away. The spider inside the bag crawls out. Just as Jack picks up the bag again and slings it over his shoulder, the spider bites him. Because of the bite, Jack's body goes paralyzed, and he falls into a pit with the flower-filled bag. In the pit, there are two huge anacondas. Meanwhile, Sophia is trying to reach her friends, but she accidentally falls into the water below. At this moment, the two anacondas are focused on Jack, so an anaconda grabs Jack and kills him. And taking advantage of the situation, Sophia quickly climbs up to join her friends. But then, another anaconda spots them and starts chasing after them. One of their friends smartly grabs a can of oil and yells to attract the anaconda's attention. The anaconda attacks the girl and ends up biting the oil can she's holding. Seizing the moment, Will quickly tries to shoot the anaconda right in the mouth. He tries to blow up the can in the anaconda's mouth, but his gun runs out of bullets. Just then, their other buddy fires a flare gun right into the anaconda's mouth, setting it on fire. The snake falls back into the same pit where another anaconda is waiting. Suddenly, the oil can in the anaconda's mouth explodes, causing dirt and big rocks to start falling into the pit, along with some blood orchid flowers. They fall down. Here, an anaconda tries to come out. But just then, a big rock falls from above and lands on the anaconda. And along with the blood orchid flower, both anacondas get buried underground forever, ending their menace. At the end of the movie, we see Will, Sophia, and their two companions sitting in a boat, leaving the jungle behind. Will's monkey is with them too, and Sophia is tending to Will's wounds. Watching them, it turns out that these two have started liking each other. And with that, the story ends. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.